My name is Sam, and I'm the events coordinator here at Games of Berkeley, and today we're going to be talking about events at Games of Berkeley. I'm going to be talking about some of the events that we facilitate here at the store. I'm going to be talking a little bit about pricing, some of the rules of our game space, as well as where you can find more information on the events that we offer. First off, if you haven't seen it already, I would recommend watching our previous video on events, which was a tour of our new event rooms with our evil overlord Eric, where he also talked about some of the improvements and renovations and investments that we've made into our gaming space over the past year. Every week at Games of Berkeley, we host upwards of maybe a dozen events, sometimes more. And these are some of your favorites, from role-playing games like Dungeons & Dragons to Call of Cthulhu, as well as trading card and collectible card games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, as well as some others, miniature wargaming like Warhammer, as well as other special events from time to time, such as locally grown demo days or puzzle swaps. We also participate in some nationally sponsored events like Free RPG Day or Pop-Up Gen Con. You should also be on the lookout for our own convention weekend that we sponsor and put on, GoBCon, which is Games of Berkeley Gaming Convention. Now, some of you are probably going to be familiar with our previous pricing policy, which was you pay $5 for any event and you get $5 back in store credit. Because of some of the investments that we've made in our event space over the past year, some of the improvements that we've made to the space to improve comfortability as well as safety, we've needed to adjust our pricing model just a little bit. Namely, the biggest change is that we've kind of done away with the 5 for 5 model, and we've switched over to a flat $5 fee for any standard event. So that's $5 to play in a Dungeons & Dragons session with one of our talented GMs, or $5 to hang out in the back on Friday nights and play Magic the Gathering. So our standard fee is going to be $5 moving forward. We also host a number of free events throughout the year, namely things like Free RPG Day. Other events that have some sort of promotional or prize support or product support as part of the event, namely pre-release tournaments for trading card games, as well as other sorts of tournaments and organized play events, are going to be priced accordingly. So it's going to depend on the level and the amount of prize support that you get as part of that tournament. And also, if there is a publisher's or a manufacturer's recommended ticket price for certain events, we're going to stick to that as well. For more information on the events that take place at Games of Berkeley and to see when they're taking place, I would recommend 3 things. The first place and the fastest way to find out the information that you're looking for would be to visit our website at gamesofberkeley.com. There you can view our events calendar and see everything that's upcoming in the next month. You can click on the individual entries in the calendar and you can see details like how much it costs, when to show up, and other important information you might need to know for the event. I would also recommend checking out our Discord. We have dozens of channels, each one for a different gaming community that takes place at Games of Berkeley, and a lot of people organize games, talk about the hobby there. So that is the second place that I would recommend. You should also follow us on social media. We will frequently post updates about events and information on new events on our Facebook, Twitter, as well as our Instagram. Games of Berkeley also has a Patreon with a number of different tiers starting at $1 and going up from there, and these include a number of benefits including a Sticker of the Month club, as well as discounts at varying levels. Now at the $30 a month tier, that is our event tier patron. Event tier patrons get free access to any standard priced event, so that's $5 events like I mentioned before. They would get free access to them. They also get priority registration for any limited seating event, so that includes role-playing game sessions that might be capped at 6 people or so, as well as other special events that we host here, such as puzzle swaps or board game demos and things like that. We can also host your private events here, so as long as the space is available, you should feel free to drop on in, pay a standard private event registration fee up at the front, which is $5 per person for the main event space, or $10 per person for one of the premium game rooms, like the one that I'm in here now. Then you can feel free to use our library of over 400 different board games that we have. We have also got our tome of game finding to help you find the games in the library that you might be looking for. This is a great space to host anything from just casual meetups with friends playing board games, to board game clubs, to having your weekly Dungeons and Dragons session here, anything like that. This is a really great event space for something like that. Like I said, it does depend on the availability of the space. We typically have something going on here every day of the week, so you should check our calendar ahead of time to see if your private event would conflict with something we have on the schedule already. The best way to make sure that you've got a space to play is to get yourself on our events calendar. Get your private event up on our calendar to make sure that you can reserve one of the rooms or part of our main event space. And the easiest way to do that is to email me directly at events@gamesofberkeley.com, and we'll find a way to get you on the schedule. And now some rules for the event space. We have an absolutely zero tolerance policy for any kind of bullying, cheating, intimidation, or hatred towards other players, game masters, tournament organizers, event organizers, and staff. These are behaviors that will get you kicked out of the store and not allowed back in. Although you may have drinks, we're currently not allowing food in our event space. This is because we are asking everyone in the store, includes event participants, to wear their mask at all times when not actively drinking. This is in accordance with local health measures, and we will continue to enforce that. Furthermore, we are currently requiring all event participants to be vaccinated against COVID-19. So on your way in, when you're checking in at the front, or when you're registering for the event up at the counter, you should be prepared to show proof of vaccination. This can be in the form of your physical vaccination card, a picture of it on your phone, or the California vaccination passport app. So that's it for now. Like I said, you can find more information on events at Games of Berkeley and when they're happening by visiting our website at gamesofberkeley.com and viewing our calendar, or following us on social media, or joining our Discord. I hope to see you all in here real soon.